Hello everyone, welcome to Spark Spotlight Company Edition. Today with me in the Spark studio is Jackie Fendrock, Managing Director of Cybersecurity and Huntsville Practice Lead at Accenture Federal Services. Jackie covers AFS relationship with I2C, the goals AFS has, her personal journey at the company, and much more. I'm ready to jump in. Let's get started, guys. Hello, Jackie. Welcome to the Spark studio. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having me, Gracie. I really appreciate it.
So tell us about Accenture Federal Services, what it is, what the big picture for the company is.
Big question to start it off. Accenture Federal Services has been helping federal agencies advance national security, life better for people within this country for decades. We do this by bringing together the latest technologies, proven commercial innovation, and a deep mission expertise. So essentially, AFS is a wholly owned, dedicated subsidiary to larger Accenture LLP. And we're dedicated to serving federal government, and we're able to tap into additional expertise and capabilities of larger Accenture, which serves leading organizations across all industries around the world. It's a huge organization. Our goal as a company is to help clients put change to work for them. And so you'll see our kind of change is everywhere and move forward with change. Change is all around us and happening faster and faster. And so we see change as a source of energy and inspiration, which is why we're always challenging ourselves to stay ahead of change, and which is why we're helping our clients do the same as their mission and times demand. And with that being said, we fundamentally focus on delivering value that creates lasting change. So scaling innovation, developing communities, building partnerships, and cultivating the best talent and solutions for our customers. We will talk a little bit more throughout this podcast, but fundamentally, AFS's goal is to partner with communities and our industry partners and clients to bring innovation solutions that support our customers' missions, which essentially boils down to enriching and protecting the lives of the American people and advancing national security.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a lot, but that's awesome. Yeah. How did your personal journey at AFS begin, and what do you do at AFS?
Relatively recently, I joined AFS. I've been a part of AFS since April 2021, which is a relatively short tenure when you compare it to some of my colleagues that have like 15 or 20 years at AFS, which is just great. So in a past life, for a number of years, I managed the business development group, which you can kind of think of that as like a sales organization for another government contractor. And the last year that I was there, I moved into an operations role where I managed several like cybersecurity programs at that government contractor. And it was one of those kind of, if life-changing is the right term, but my background had been pursuing, all different types of work across the federal government. And so to kind of zero in and support cybersecurity programs was great. And it really, I think, hammered home for me how important cybersecurity is, not only for like companies, but just the American public. And, it also kind of lined up with some of the attacks that had happened recently. So it just, all in all, it just became this kind of, it hit home like, I want to do this for a living and I want to be involved with this for a living. And so like more so. And I was trying to figure out how to continue to grow and learn about that space. I ended up I had a former colleague of mine reached out, and I've known him for 5 years or so. I very much trust him. And he was telling me that he was at AFS and what a great company it was. And there was this opening and he thought that I'd be, good for it. And what I ended up interviewing for and what I am currently doing at AFS is I'm a managing director for the cybersecurity practice, where I'm supporting what we call the Safety and Citizens Services portfolio, which is about $1 billion portfolio within the AFS group. Basically, my day-to-day job is making sure that we are executing on our current programs and supporting the customers and bringing innovation as much as possible to our cybersecurity customers, but then also making sure that we are setting ourselves up to stay ahead of the curve from a cybersecurity perspective, continue to bring innovative solutions to potential future clients as well. So it's a nice kind of mix of operations and business development and sales. Part of the reason I joined AFS is because people are leaders in their fields, essentially across all disciplines. And so I'm able to work with people with a wide range of disciplines from like cloud and artificial intelligence, machine learning, and cyber to like human capital and supply chain and operations. And so, it's been a great experience coming over here and just expanding what I am getting exposed to in my career. Just been a fantastic experience. And so as I'm working at Accenture, the first 3 months were just a whirlwind trying
to get all that information.
Yeah. Trying to learn a whole new organization and kind of who's who in the zoo and like all this other stuff. But the great part about AFS is the fact they've really culminated a culture of teamwork. And so there was no shortage of people willing to kind of help me figure everything out, which is just fantastic, especially when you're new somewhere.
Of course, yes.
And so, but that all led into few months of me being at AFS, I kept raising my hand basically saying, hey, like as I'm working across all these orgs, as people go down to Huntsville, I love going down to Huntsville. And I said, if you ever need support, more than happy to do so. And that kind of led into them saying, well, we know that you're running part of our cybersecurity practice, and we think that fits really well with also becoming a Huntsville practice lead. AFS really wanted to send somebody down to Huntsville since it's such a strategic location for us. And kind of plant the flag as the managing director out of the Huntsville area and build all of these programs with like the I2C as well as other community organizations like Cyber Huntsville and things like that we're involved with. And so as I think a lot of people know, it's hard to be part of a community when you don't necessarily have like a leader in that community. And so when they asked me to move down to Huntsville, I thought about it for like 10 minutes. And I said, sure, absolutely, like, let's go. So I relocated, I think 3 weeks later down to Huntsville. And it's just, I've been down here for 3 months now. It's been fantastic, like getting to know the community. Getting to know the community has been great. And just getting involved and meeting all new people. I mean, it's been fantastic.
What events have you done and been to since here at AFS?
I ended up getting an invite to the Margarita Ball, which was fantastic. That was like a really good time. So, but I mean, and then also there's just a ton of events in general for like various organizations that we're a part of as well. So we're sponsoring the upcoming Cyber Gala that's being run by Cyber Huntsville, which is fantastic. We sponsored the Redstone Update last week, which all the people that attended that said it was fantastic. So, overall, just very busy making sure that we are becoming part of the community and supporting as we can.
With the I2C building such a strong relationship with AFS, I would love to hear more about how the ball got rolling with that. What are the benefits you're seeing from being a part of the network here?
So that's one thing, a huge part of me when I first came down was getting to know kind of UAH and I2C and kind of what we've been doing, because that whole relationship with the I2C started a bit before I even joined AFS. But we held our ribbon cutting here right after I joined in June 2021. And AFS has a really strong history of partnering with locations that have a really strong talent pool and technology innovation. And so our experience is that we needed to do three things to stay at the forefront of innovation, which is invest and partner and scale. And we try to do those in a community basis. And so we looked at UAH as one of those organizations where we can invest and partner with the I2C to bring together people across Huntsville in order to help support our clients and our future clients. And so far, the I2C has been awesome. Shout out to RigVed and the team. We have partners and customers coming into the building on a weekly basis to learn about our capabilities and collaborate on advanced solutions. Just last week, we had a customer in here kind of whiteboarding some ideas out. So, I mean, that's been really great actually having kind of a place and a presence and having like our space known here at the I2C. And we've also created an internship program with some of the amazing students here at UAH. In the last year, we've had 5 interns working on some of our current FBI programs,
That's
which has
awesome.
been great. Yeah. And we've started the clearance process, which
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, I wish when I was in college, I was able to get an internship to get me a clearance, And so we've started the clearance process for all of them. We have 3 that have received full-time offers, and we are just thrilled to see the success of the program, and we're looking to expand into more to bring in some of the cyber domain in 2022, hopefully this summer. And then we're also starting to go down the path of working with UAH professors to apply for grants and then execute on those grants. And so we're super excited to bring some of the grant experience that we've done with other universities to UAH and to hopefully grow the cyber and data science programs here. And then hopefully not only I2C and UAH will benefit, but also the students will benefit and Huntsville as a whole.
Building on that last question, are there any particular strengths that Accenture Federal Services foothold here in Huntsville as compared to other offices in parts of the world?
Yes. So, I mean, as you well know, Huntsville is an engineering town. That's kind of what it's built off of. And it has a host of various missions and capabilities all throughout this area. And AFS is currently investing and innovating, and we continue to expand our investments across this country. So we're also able to tap into and draw from Accenture's innovation hubs, including 2 that are relatively close to Huntsville. One is in Atlanta, and the other one is in Houston. And all of our innovation investments have multidisciplinary teams of designers and developers and other technology experts who work with clients to investigate, imagine, and bring to life new ideas and solutions. But some of them do have areas within their space that focus on specific offerings. And so, for example, AFS's Houston Innovation Hub, I actually had the ability to go and visit it for the first time in September, a part of it that's focused on operational technology cybersecurity. So we actually have built in to the center these little models of oil and gas facilities and how cybersecurity to help protect and make sure that they continue to work and are protected against any cyber attacks. Right.
That's awesome.
A lot, what you might not know, Accenture as a whole has the largest operational technology program in the world and supports hundreds of commercial and federal clients through it. And so that one is strategically located in Houston because a lot of that practice is for oil and gas companies. And so it's kind of centered in that area. But you're asking about here in Huntsville. And so at this point in time, we are really focusing on building the best talent pool in Huntsville to address our current clients down here and potential future clients' needs, which includes obviously cybersecurity, data science, software development, program management, and a host of other engineering disciplines. So I think kind of that future of if we're going to brand out or create a space down here that's specific, in Houston to OT or something like that, is TBD. Right now, we are really focusing on making sure that we're addressing, and growing in this area. And addressing our clients' needs for right now. And then we'll see if that turns into kind of building out more of a focused discipline down here.
Accenture Federal Services vision is characterized by a focus on change. How do you balance making changes to where it matters without compromising on the tried and true strategies that make a business?
It's an interesting question, and I don't necessarily think that making change and tried and true business strategies are at odds with one another. I think that they complement each other really well. So the most successful organizations in history have adopted and embraced change with the changing of times and technology and all of that. And so I think proven business strategies usually involve change and growth for organizations. And For example, there's a reason why mergers and acquisitions is such a widespread practice in the federal contracting environment as well as the commercial world. Like, I would say that M&A is a tried and true business practice, but inevitable ending of M&A is change to the company. And so AFS uses M&A to continue to evolve our offerings and bring fresh and new capabilities to our clients. And in fact, we recently acquired a company called Novetta. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but Novetta was acquired by AFS, which is just huge for us and our clients because they're a very strong analytics company who brings disruptive technologies and solutions, including artificial intelligence and machine learning and cybersecurity, cloud and information exploitation to their clients. And some of their clients are actually different than ones that AFS has supported in the past. So with the acquisition, we created an entirely new national security portfolio with Novetta. So they're bringing not only more capabilities and super smart people to our offerings. For example, actually, so our cybersecurity practice alone, our practice has grown from 500 people nationwide to over 1,000 people because of Novetta. So talk about like a huge change internally. So bringing together Novetta with AFS, it gives us the opportunity to bring more, even more innovation and talent to solve the tough problems that our clients face on a day-to-day basis, which is, again, it's just fantastic for both of us. So change and tried and true business practices, I think, kind of go together and everything changes. You got to embrace it.
You can't stop it. Change is always going to happen.
Exactly.
AFS boasts expertise in a pretty wide range of industries such as AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain. Is there a specific area that you feel that the AFS office here at the I2C specializes in?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, like right now we're really focusing on building the best talent pool in Huntsville to address our current and potential future clients' needs. What we're really focusing on down here, I would boil it down to cybersecurity, data science, software development, program management, support services, and other engineering disciplines as needed. So, I mean, that's what we're kind of focusing in on. Obviously, working with the I2C, and like I've been starting to have more of a relationship and working with the cybersecurity group here at UAH. We are looking to expand that with the data science as well. So those disciplines that you kind of see down here in Huntsville, I mean, Huntsville's becoming known as, a cybersecurity center of the United States. So definitely focusing in what is here in the Huntsville area.
What do you see in the future for AFS here at the I2C?
In a phrase, I would just say expansion of offerings. And so the last 6 months, we've just kind of scratched the surface for what we want, what we would like to bring to the I2C in Huntsville as a whole. So we hope to expand our already successful internship program, hit the ground running with the grants program that I mentioned. And then there's also several like workforce development programs that we have rolled out at other locations such as San Antonio and St. Louis that we would like to work with the I2C and the Chamber of Commerce and Redstone to bring to the community as a whole. And then AFS is already synonymous with innovation, high quality talent, and successful execution, not to mention that it's a great place to work. But my goal is to make sure that that's like well known down here in the Huntsville area and to kind of amplify what we do so well throughout and continue to grow and support the Huntsville community and our clients down here.
Does AFS do a lot of outreach?
Yeah, yes, we do. And so part of what we're looking at, everything kind of takes a while to plan and figure out.
Of course, yeah.
Like, as I mentioned, we've done some workforce development programs out of San Antonio and St. Louis that we're looking to kind of bring down here. And that's working with both like students to help kind of train them in various technologies, but also veterans. Awesome. So veterans that are coming out of the service and are entering kind of the civilian workforce, making sure that they're ready. And so we do things like we have little like 6-month programs where veterans can go in and kind of work and get to know what it's like to be a civilian and kind of get ready for getting out of the service.
Yeah.
So things like that we're trying to bring to this area as well, which is just very, very exciting. It's been great. Like the Chamber of Commerce has been amazing to work with down here, and certainly, UAH and the I2C as well.
Of course, of course. I think that wraps up our podcast on AFS. Thank you, Jackie, so much for being here in the studio, going over the ins and outs of Accenture Federal Services.
Well, thank you so much, Gracie. I really appreciate it. And if anyone ever has any questions or they want to stop by, we are, I think, suites 230 and 231 on the second floor here at the I2C. So stop by, and normally there's me or other people of our team that are here. So come by.
Make sure you're following all our socials at UAH I2C to stay updated on all our content.
Thanks.
Bye, guys. Onward and upward.